Hello everyone. So we are here in our Miami home and I'm enjoying this beautiful weather, and I think it's about time to do a kind of a overview of a road bike. This road bike belongs to my wife. This is her 2013 year model Giant Avail 3. Now this bike is a endurance road bike, made for comfortable riding on the road. It's not gonna go super fast, but it provides ample damping, so you don't feel a lot of harsh roads when you're riding on the pavement. Now this bike originally came with a full 9-speed Shimano Sora group set. That's kind of heavy and slow. I have actually upgraded all the group sets for her. So now this bike is actually running a 11-speed Shimano 105 group set with a pair of Shimano Tiagra caliper brakes. So I'm just gonna go over the bike and show you guys what the bike looks like and what the components looks like installed on this bike. Okay, so obviously we are not hardcore road riders, so please excuse the comfortable road bicycle saddle and also the lower than usual saddle height. Okay, but we ride the road bikes very casually, so this bike is definitely not configured for racing or going fast. Now let's start from the cockpit. So over here, obviously it's still running the original Giant stem and the original 1/8 carbon fiber fork that's actually color coordinated with the entire bike itself. Now this bike is actually a size small. Keep in mind, giant bikes usually runs large, so if you are usually riding a medium frame, you would actually consider Giant on a size small frame. I've had a Giant Defy road bike before, and also a Giant TCR. Both of those runs large actually, so I had to use a size small myself as well. Again, for composite, this is what the rear looks like. This is the 11-speed 105 group set. This actually was from my Giant TCR that I retired and upgraded, but this group set actually rides really smooth. The 11-speed definitely gives a much more smooth transition during the upshifting, and if you look at the gearing, it's quite smooth all the way up here until the last 3 cassette, which actually is a larger cassette for climbing. The front is running actually not, is it a compact? Nope, this is actually not a compact crankset. This is actually a 52 to 36 105. I think the crank length is 165, so it's actually kind of short crank length because my wife is slightly shorter, so I configured the crank just for her. The pedal is a hard to find Welgo MG5. This is a platform pedal, and again, we are not hardcore road riders, so we all enjoy a comfortable, nice gripping platform pedals during our riding. And this MG5 actually features a very slim profile, so it's great for road bike riding, and also replaceable pins, 4 replaceable pins. So that's quite nice, and it's actually indeed very grippy. The only thing I hope is actually 2 more pins here would actually make it even more grippier. The derailleur in the front is a Shimano braze-on 105 11-speed double front derailleur. And again, this is the traditional configuration. As you can see, even for year 2013, Giant started to use braze-on derailleurs, which are actually easier to adjust, in my opinion, compared to the regular clamp-on front derailleurs. So that's definitely a plus. The crankset also, it's running the Shimano, just it's not a press fit, so one of those regular Shimano dropping cartridge. So it's very easy to install, very easy to configure. It's not a press fit. That's always a plus. I absolutely hate press fit bottom brackets because you really cannot service them yourself that easy without expensive tools, and you might damage your bottom bracket actually quite easy. This threaded design is actually definitely a plus in my opinion for servicing your bike at home by yourself. And I said we're gonna start from the cockpit, but actually we started from the back of the bike. The cockpit, again, Shimano 105 flight deck, whatever it's called, the 11 speed. So this is actually, so the 105, the lever is actually metal compared to the Tiagra, which usually use a composite carbon fiber lever. So this is all metal, which means it's very durable. It's not terribly heavy, but it's heavier than the Tiagra for sure. And again, shifts flawlessly, very easy to shift, very crisp shifting as well, especially for the front crankset. So really no complaints there. The brakes, Shimano Tiagra, and the Tiagra actually is lightweight, also brakes pretty good. It's not the best most fast stopping caliper brakes I've used, but the Tiagra is definitely on the better end of the caliper brakes. And this one actually I bought brand new. I just instead of using the 105, I use the Tiagra because in my opinion 105 is not braking as good as the Tiagra when it comes to braking or stopping power. So I used the Tiagra for my wife's bike. Same thing for the rear, also the Tiagra setup. Now for the wheel set, this is definitely not the original wheel set because when she crashed her bike a couple years ago, the front wheel was actually damaged. So I have to just get a replacement front wheel for her. So the wheel set are not original, however they works perfectly fine. The RS61, not terribly heavy but also not terribly light, so it's like a middle of the road wheel set that's perfect for training, touring, just not for racing because it's slightly heavier wheel set. In terms of the tires, again, because of the front is damaged, so I got the new wheel set and then I bought the gator skin for the front wheel, which supposedly is doing a decent job for puncture protection. The rear, it's running Vittoria Rubino Pro, and this is a kind of low-end road wheel set, a road tire. However, it works pretty good for touring and just general riding, so really no complaints there. The width of the tire is 700 by 25, and this bike actually has a very narrow opening, so you can probably run a 28, but that's probably it. If you run larger tires, you're gonna probably run into issue of the tire touching the frame. So there you have it. This is a quick run through of my wife's Giant Avail 3. This is from year 2013. Again, it's pretty much being fully upgraded. The only thing that's original was the frame set, and everything else are the handlebars. Everything else has been upgraded. And I forgot to mention, this is my favorite grip for wrapping the handlebars. This is actually the specialized Roubaix bar tape, and those tapes are actually very grippy and extremely comfortable, and the texture is just very comfortable to hold during long rides. So definitely recommend those bar tapes for anybody looking for a comfortable bar tape for their road bike. And again, the whole bike weighs about, I think, a little more than 20 pounds. Definitely not on the lighter side. In terms of the riding, it definitely filters out the road bumps better than those pure road racing bikes. For example, the TCR, if I'm riding on the TCR, I can pretty much feel every road bump on the road. However, the TCR is actually much more rigid, much more stiff bike compared to the Avail, which is again built for comfort. comfort. So it's rigid, but it's not as rigid as one of those hardcore road bikes. So if you're looking for a comfortable bike, especially if you're a female rider, you're not looking to get the fastest bike possible, definitely consider one of the endurance bikes. This will actually be a very comfortable, very enjoyable bike to ride for the long run. Okay, if you guys have any questions about this road bike, the Giant Avail, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe. I should have more similar bicycle videos coming out for you guys. Okay, so thanks again, and take care.